This week's video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Oh, right. Afternoon, we had an afternoon siesta. For whatever reason I was feeling a bit drowsy. It's just after lunch there. So Brian and I have come out again for an afternoon session here, and this is an area that I haven't been to for a couple of years now, and it's just down the road. Again, it's more of these taphany shaped rocks. There aren't as many of them here. It does look like we might get some light this evening. There's quite a bit of cloud cover above me, but to the west it's quite clear. So we're hoping that as soon as that sun goes down over here, behind Mount Arrowsmith there, the clouds might catch some warm light. That's always the hope, isn't it? To catch warm light. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, I think this might be a one-shot deal for me tonight. This is a pretty obvious one. The main landmark is this sea stack, and I really love the boulders that are just strewn over the floor here. The randomness of them. So what's obvious to me is a 65 by 24 pano X-Pan. Once we get some light, if we do get some light, I think this will come alive. I'm hoping it will. So the reason why I say it kind of falls into a pano is because from this distance, it seems to really fit into that notch nicely. We have the trees of Rathtrevor Park on the left, and then on the right we have another peninsula. Now there are large houses on that peninsula, but there's not much I can do about that. But we also have the mountains of the mainland in the background. But then there's this little notch right in the middle where there's just open ocean, and the sea stack seems to fit in there just nicely. Now, while I'm waiting for the light, I just wanted to show you something that Case Filters have just come up with that I think is quite cool. In the past, if I wanted to use larger filters on, say, a lens like this, so all of my filters are 82 millimeters diameter, and if I want to use an 82 on here, then I have to use a step-up ring. And in the past, I had to use the screw-on step-up rings, which worked fine, but I tended to just leave them on permanently. So that kind of disabled the use of the lens hood. So if I wanted to use a lens hood, then I had to unscrew it each time. But what Case have done is they've come up with a magnetic step-up ring. So I don't know if you can see this, but right in here there's a ring, a magnetic ring that fits inside the lens barrel here, so that you leave that in there permanently. So if I'm using this lens without filters, I can use the lens hood quite easily. But if I want to stick on a filter, then what I can do is just grab the step-up ring, which is magnetic. Here it is here, and that just fits on like that. And then, of course, if I want to put a filter on, then that's also magnetic, like so. And then if I want to take them off, I can just take the whole thing off magnetically rather than having to unscrew it. that was all right. I'm not sure if the clouds are going to light up, but we'll hang around and see. So how did your shot go, Bri? You were doing something quite different than me, weren't you?
Yeah, I was getting as low down as we could. Remember we were saying about the Taffany rocks aren't that high?
Yeah.
So I thought, get down below to discard the forest and the houses and put them in the sky, not include the sea. So it was all about the colour and the texture in the rocks. And it was going okay, but then I got this spill of light and I was like, it's all about the light.
It is all about the light.
That's when things get
I don't know why people make fun of me when I say it's all about the light. It is all about the light.
Oh,
photography is light.
You know, this morning,
well,
it was okay, but
it was a lesson in composition, wasn't it?
Yeah, well that's the thing, you've got to take that away from it. You can't just say, oh, the light was crap and, you know, I didn't come away with anything.
Precisely, you know, if you have these expectations, then you're just not going to come away with the images that you think you're going to get. It's always good to keep an open mind, and even if the light is not awesome,
like
you know, it's a lesson in composition.
I'm awesome.
Are you? I think so. Wow, what a beautiful way to finish the day. Just lovely colours in the sky here. I had trouble finding something to put in the foreground of this wonderful clouds. I could have tried the sea stack again with the boulders, but there's no light on them now, so I've just decided to put this sandbar in the frame, doing a nice long pano, just basically photographing the sunset and the colours. It's really wonderful. I put on a Case ND 10 stop, and I'm dragging the shutter speed out to about 20 seconds. We'll see how that does. I actually like the textures in here, so I might shorten that time. We'll have to see how this turns out. But yeah, what a beautiful evening.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Squarespace for continuing to support my channel and sponsoring this week's video. My favorite feature of my Squarespace website is the ability to quickly and efficiently update a gallery or page from my desktop computer or on the fly using the Squarespace app from my smartphone. Loading multiple images onto a page is quick and allows changing a page or design quickly and elegantly without any coding knowledge. Sound interesting? Why not head on over to squarespace.com and try it for free? If you like the platform, use the code AdamGibbs for 10% off your first purchase.
Excuse me while I try and drive and navigate through the town here. In my last video, Brian and I concentrated on an area that we've been to a number of times, Craig Bay. It's just a 10-minute drive from where I live. But today we're going to go and check out a relatively new area for me. I have hiked in there once, and I seem to recall a number of cool rock patterns on the cliff. So that area is Little Mountain, which I've done a number of videos on, but this time we're going to go at the base of the cliff. And there is somewhat of a little trail there, but I think there's some cool rock patterns there. So we're just going to check that out. The light right now is not awesome. It's sunny blue skies, But rather than just sit around doing nothing all day, I figured, well, it'd be a good opportunity to just do a little bit of exploration. So that's where we're off to, and I hope you can join me for the rest of the video while we explore this area. All right, well, that was a bit of a dead loss. So the first mistake I made was I for whatever reason, I locked up the car, put my keys in my pack, put my cell phone in my pack, and then I got a call for a package that had been delivered at my house. And usually I wouldn't mind, you know, just ignore it, but the problem is that usually the guys deliver them right outside my house on the recycling bin, so everybody can see that package. So I decided to go back to the house and pick up the package. So I just threw my bag in, and of course, what did I do? I locked the door to the van, and I locked myself out of the van with my spare key in my wallet. So I've come up to Little Mountain with Brian in the hopes that he might get some photography done, and I've just been taking video, but it wasn't quite as good as I remembered it. So anyway, we got a little bit of exercise. There's some wonderful views of the ocean behind me, and you can see the coast mountains on the lower mainland there. But yeah, no photography, no photography today. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. So hopefully later on, either this evening or tomorrow morning, we'll get out and I'll continue this video. But for now, what did Brian say? It's not the destination, it's the journey, which I think is just a bunch of BS. But anyway.
Well, despite my little faux pas of leaving my keys in my van and locking myself out, we did have a great day. We managed to get some great views, we got a bit of exercise, and later that evening we did head on over to Craig Bay once again to try our luck at photographing the seaside. So all was not lost. I did actually manage to get a couple of shots that I quite like that you're looking at now. Thank you ever so much, folks, for watching this week's video. Always appreciate it, and I appreciate your thumbs up and comments as always as well. If you'd like to support my channel in other ways, be sure to head on over to my website at adamgibbs.com, where I have a number of items for sale, including my new book, Land and Light, Quiet Light, my first book, and also Aspen, a zine offered by Kozu Books. So until next time, cheerio.